Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kisti, and finally I have started my new show, Travel 101 with Kisti. And what this show is all about is to give you information that you well deserve and you all need in order to transition properly to go abroad. I'm sure this is the right show for you because there's been so many questions in my inbox, there's been so many questions on my phone, and I decided to make this show to be able to give you all the information you have been asking for. So before I go ahead, I want to start off by mentioning a few things. I have a company called New Generation Consultants. New Generation Consultants is a company that will help you travel. And the way we help you is by equipping you with the right knowledge, because a lot of Ugandans have realized we don't have information. We want to do things, we want to travel, but all we do is we call someone, we're like, oh, I want to go. How do I do it? How much money do I have to have? Stop asking those kind of questions, because all these answers, they are online, they are on your phones, they are on Google. You just pick up your phone, you go on your Google, and you'll be able to search all this information. So New Generation Consultancy is here, and it's going to be equipping you with that knowledge. You can contact us with the number 0751 260033. On Tuseko, over one of my staff members will be able to help you. Another thing I want to talk about, we have a workshop coming up on the 20th of January. This workshop is going to be at the National Theatre. It is called the Diaspora 101 Workshop. What does that mean? Diaspora 101, I'm sure you can see it down here. Diaspora 101 Workshop. What is this workshop about? It is to equip Ugandans who are interested in transitioning and traveling abroad to get the right information. You have many questions. How do I travel as a student? How do I travel as an employee? How do I travel just to go and visit? How do I travel by marrying someone? So this workshop is going to be helping you. The dates are the 20th of January 2024 at the National Theatre at exactly 12 p.m. keeping a time because first come first serve. And I also want to encourage you to pay early. Pay early because the National Theatre is small. Once it reaches capacity, no more people can enter according to the health and safety rules. So I would like you to make your deposits of 10,000. You need omutwalo gumugoka to be part of this workshop. Kwate simu yo otekemwe nambe eno 0751 260033. Bowero wa MTN teka mwe nambe eno 0764 137 943. Zeze nambe biliche maine ku screen moziraba. Make a deposit of 10,000 on one of those numbers, and that way I'll be sending you a confirmation email telling you that you have paid for the workshop and you are going to be attending with all the necessary detail. In the first episode yange, I'm going to be using a lot of English, so please equip yourself with the right English skills. Gendo wagalama to go and learn some English, because this is called the New Generation. When you go on those websites, chances are the language you're going to find there is English. So don't come in my DMs or on my timeline or in the comment section saying, Robin, you're using a lot of English, you don't understand that English. No, I studied abroad. My mom put in a lot of money for me to study, so I will use the language that makes money, because I'm sure you also want to make money. You want to go abroad, so you need to listen in English. These application forms, all this information that you want to get online, so excuse me, I'm going to be using English because we are the new generation. So where do we start from? You're probably out there asking yourself, how do I travel abroad? There are many ways you can travel abroad. Personally, as Robin, the first time I traveled, I was joining my family. So I cannot lie to you that I remember which visa I even went on. I was still a young girl. But when I was going the second time, I went as a student. This process was actually done by myself. I did everything to go by myself. So I'm going to start off with going as an international student because I'm well equipped in that area. I moved to America as an international student and I did the application myself. So, how do you go as an international student? Number one, imagine what state do you want to go to. If you want to go to any state in America, you can choose any state in America. But I would like to advise you, choose a state where you know there's someone you know or there's some population of Ugandans, people that might be able to help you. Why have I started with how do you go as a student? Because I believe going abroad is not for everyone. And the reason why I'm going to start off as for the student visa is because the main reason I went as a student is because I wanted to study acting in America. My dream was always to go to Hollywood and study and get the Hollywood dream and become a Hollywood actress. So that was my main reason to travel to America as a student. That is acceptable going as a student. I don't believe traveling is for everyone or everyone should leave Uganda and go, because Uganda is a beautiful country. Even after my traveling, the many countries I traveled in, I decided to come back home and resettle back here in Uganda because I believe I have more of a better future here in Uganda as an equipped Ugandan. I studied abroad. What I got was knowledge. I went to seek knowledge, not to kuwacheyo. I went to seek knowledge. So that's why I'm starting with the student visa, because it is important to go and seek knowledge. When you go out there to seek knowledge, you will learn a lot of things and systems. You will meet a lot of people, because in Uganda bagamba kutambula kwe kumanya, kwe kuyiga. When you travel, you gain a lot of experience and you get to learn about a lot of cultures and how many things are done in different ways. Because if you're in Uganda, you only know how to do things the Ugandan way. Trust me. When you travel, you go and meet new people and you see how they do different things. So, for example, when I went to America as an international student, we had a new student orientation. And one of our professors who was doing our orientation, she said something very important. She said, you've come to America. When you see things being done different, don't look at them as weird. Look at them as different. So what she meant is, you might have ways you do things in your home country, but when you move here in America, you're going to learn other ways of doing these things. So I went there, and just in that orientation, the first day I was there and they're telling me these things, I learned something new. That things are done different, not weird. Just because you don't do them the same way in Uganda, doesn't mean they are weird. They are just different in another country. So when you travel, you equip yourself with knowledge and experience of different cultures. So why do you need to go as a student? To go as a student, first of all, I would encourage someone to go as a student because the education system and the systems are different. The education system in Uganda is different from the education systems in other countries. I'm going to talk about mainly the education systems of the UK and the US because those are the education systems that I was part of. So, many people they say, I'm traveling from Uganda because Uganda Yantama, it is a bad country, they have bad hospitals, they have bad roads, the systems are poor. But when you travel, you learn how these Western countries, how their systems work. I'm well equipped in how those systems work in UK and in America because I've lived in them, I've used those systems, I know what you need. So me being back here in Uganda, I equip myself with my mind with those systems because when I eventually join the parliament, I will know how to implement certain things that I got from abroad. So those are one of the good things of traveling. Not to just go kubacheyo, equip yourself with knowledge. So let's go back to how do you go as a student? Find a university. It could be in Germany, it could be in America, it could be in Canada, it could be in the UK. When you look in your brain, what is your dream? Where do you want to go? So kakati mbade mbagamba nti nze ngenda kukozesa example eyange je nakozesa nga ngenda mu America as a student because it's best that I give you an example that I myself used. So website essomero lyenagendamu baliyita Pierce College. Pierce College is a community college. Now what does a community college mean? A community college means it's a smaller college than what they call a university. This is in America. A community college is cheaper than a what? Than a 4-year university. So omuntu yenna who is trying to go using a student visa, it's better you find what they call a community college in America. They're normally cheaper, and even the enrollment fees deposit, it is cheaper. It's less money than what you have to pay at a 4-year university. So this college is called Pierce College. It is in Washington State, Seattle, and the city is called Lakewood, stay Lacombe. So Pierce College, you go on your internet, ngawe mulaba wano ku screen, notekamu www.piercecollege.com. Spelling indoza mujiraba, or typing amu piercecollege.com. Katingo klickingako. Once you click on that, you will see the first website that come up there. They will show you 2 different campuses. They have a campus in Puyallup and a campus in Steilacoom. But you go to general admissions, you click there. So once you go to their website, as you are here, you can go in the search engine and type in international students. When you type in international student, they will bring you a link that will lead you to the international student portal. Once you get to the international student website, that way it will give you all the guidelines. They will ask you what you need, how much is the application fee. Because first of all, first thing you have to see, how much do I need to apply to this university or college? Now mind you, there are many universities that actually do not have an application fee. There are universities that you can go there and study for free on a scholarship. I'm giving you this example because this is the university that I went to. It was not free, I paid for it, but I just want to tell you that they are universities that you can go to and study for free. So once you go to Pierce College, you will see what they need, the documentation they will need in order to get what they call an I-20. Now what is an I-20? An I-20 is the legal immigration document that the college or whatever school you're going to gives you. Now when you get this I-20, it is what you take to the embassy as your immigration document that you've gotten from the university to give you the visa. So out of the documents that they will ask you at the embassy if you're applying for a student visa, it will be an I-20. That I-20, you get it from the university or college you have applied at. So if you're at Pierce College website and you go on the international students page, you will see all the different information that you need. First of all, you have to have a passport. Passport. If you haven't gotten a passport, don't think about traveling, because before you can travel anywhere, the first thing you have to think about is a passport. If you're going to study in countries like Germany, countries like the UK, countries like the US, all these countries, like I told you, you have to have English skills. You have to go in Uganda and find a center where you can do an English proficiency test. Abambajita TOEFL, Abambajita ICELT. It is called different names, but it is a course that you do to show your English proficiency. How well do you know English? There is no university is going to accept you if they don't have proof that you can speak English. You can be able to speak English, but you have to do a test in order to qualify at any of these universities. A lot of you didn't know this. You just go, I want to go abroad, and you pay your money, and they steal your money, and you still don't know. You go and you still don't have the knowledge of how to do it or how to help someone else in case they wanted to go. So I'm giving you the guideline of what you need to know in order to go. So the documentations as passport, Mugambe passport was one of those things. Passport out of the way. You have to have your A-level or O-level results, anything from your high school that shows that you studied and you have actually accreditation. What is accreditation? I'm going to be using a lot of English, so get your dictionary close, or go to your Google and look for these words, because I want to equip you with the right words to use. Because when you go on these applications, they are going to use exactly these terms. Qualifications, accreditations. Qualification is the same as accreditation. What is you call it pass slips here in Uganda. You say your pass slips. No. When you go on the application, they will not tell you, give us your pass slips. No, they will use words like accreditation. They will use words like recommendation. Words like recommendation, some of you might not even understand. You know what I mean? So you have to equip yourself with the right words that are used in the application. After that, after you've gotten your credentials or your accreditations from your school or high school you went to, or university or tertiary, these tertiary colleges that you go to, these institutions that you go to, any of that stuff that you get from there, like your pass slips or your certificates, those are the things you need to collect. Some of them, universities ask you to write an essay of about 4 to 5 pages about yourself. For example, there's a university called Berea College. This Berea College, it is in Kentucky. You can study for absolutely free, zero tuition. But to go, you have to put a deposit of as little as $2,000 as a deposit. It is very little money. And this money is for you to use when you go out there. They just want to see that you have some money. But there's also financial aid. What is financial aid? Sometimes it's scholarships that they give you to help you do your education. So after you get that documentation together, they're going to ask you for stuff like references. What are references? These are people that know you that are not your relatives. It can be a teacher, it can be a chairman, it can be an employer, someone you've worked with, an organization you've been part of. That is always part of your recommendation letter. Some universities ask for what they call an application letter. Go on the internet and equip yourself with that kind of knowledge, because there's no point of giving someone your money when you don't know what you need in case you need to help someone or in case you have to do it again. Am I right? Are we together? I hope I'm not using so much English. Nayenga, we're going to be going step by step, because this information, I'm going to be putting it all here. So once you go on there, on the website, for example, this Pierce College website, let's go back to the Pierce College website. Now on the Pierce College website, they will show you how much money do you need to have on your bank account in order to qualify as a student. How much money do they pay a semester? What is a semester? A semester means every 3 months. That is the money you pay as tuition fees. So when you go to Pierce College website, student website, you will see how much money you have to pay as a student. How much money does your parent or whoever is sponsoring you, how much do they have on their bank account? Bank statements are one of the biggest documents they need to qualify you as a student to get the student visa. A bank statement is any statement that comes from your financial institution, a financial institution of your sponsor. It doesn't have to be yours. It can be someone else's bank statement. For example, your mother, your uncle, your brother, your sister, whoever is going to say that they are sponsoring you while you're out there. So now when those bank statements have that right money, then that way you'll be able to, you know that documentations nzifunye nakakugamba emeka nya your passport, English proficiency, bank statements, accreditations from the college. I'm going to tell you more after this break. All right, guys, so you are still here on Travel 101 with me, Robin Kisti, and I just want to make sure I give you all the right knowledge you need to travel. We were still talking about traveling as a student, and I gave you, before I left off, I gave you 4 main key things that you need if you want to get a student visa. The first thing, like I said, you have to find yourself a school. When you find yourself a school, go to their website, go to Google, use your phone, please. Don't just call someone and be like, hey, I want to go, I have 15 million. Then they steal your money. No. Go on the website of whichever school that you want, in any state you want, but as I said, find a place that's going to be easy for you to transition by finding either a person you know there or a friend, or get to know someone before you move to that state. I have to advise you, life abroad is not easy. It is both mentally, physically draining. Your mental health is at stake when you travel, because if you don't go ready, you end up depressed, you end up getting problems that you never expected, which is why a show like this is here, to be able to give you the right information that you need, so you have all the knowledge that you need, rather than just going, you just jump into the water, it burns you, it boils you, and then you're like, oh, who told me to go abroad? Banange, I'm struggling. No, guys. So I am here to be of help. Now, if you are interested in traveling as a student using the new generation consultants, if you're interested in traveling as a student through new generation consultancy, we can help you. But I'm not going to be like, send me 15 million so we can start working on this. Our consultants company, what it does is help you on a consultation fee basis. Our consultation is a small fee that you pay to be on our file. We profile you and we look for the opportunities for you. But it doesn't mean that we're doing everything for you. We are going to call you to our office. You learn how to do these things. How much do you fill in an application for? How much is an application fee? I can't just tell you, give me money. You have to know the application fee for a school is $50. Application fee for the visa is $160. So you know how much you're paying. You know what I mean? So all this information that I'm giving you, if you feel that you need help, you know what to do. You can contact me via DMs. You can come to the here in the comment section. You can contact the numbers down here. That can all be done. I want to tell you, there are things like scholarships. If you want to go as a student, we're still talking about going as a student. They are what they call scholarships. These scholarships, there are universities that will give you a fully paid scholarship, where they pay for your education fully. It could be for 2 years, it could be for 4 years. It depends what the scholarship is about. It's very simple to search for these scholarships. You go on Google, as you see here, Google. Type in your Google, scholarship opportunities in American University, scholarship opportunities in Germany, scholarship opportunities in Luxembourg, scholarship opportunities in the UK. There are opportunities everywhere, and there are many universities that give out thousands and thousands of scholarships to people from African countries, from people all over the world. There are scholarships even here. The Uganda and Germany's friendship program has a scholarship called the Malengo scholarship. Now this scholarship is fully paid for. It's a Uganda and Germany friendship program. These are all things that are online. So if you equip yourself and stop using these phones for just Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. These phones are not just for that. You can use your phone to find this information. You can do the application process yourself. You can look for the documentation yourself and avoid incurring fees that you should not be incurring for no reason. So I am here to be of help. So if you want to know more information of how to travel as a student, like I said, use this information below here, and that way I can be able to help you to find certain universities that are giving scholarships, to find universities where you study for free, how to do that on your own. All right, so now I'm going to move on to how do you travel as a visitor. These are all the different entry points. I'm done with the student one. Now if you want to enter as a visitor, the different visitors visas. With America, I'll start with America. There's a B1, B2 visa. B1, B2 that means visitor tourist visa. What kind of visas are these? Let's say, for example, you're going for a conference. So there's a conference in Canada, there's a conference in the UK, there's a conference in the US. First things first, what is the conference about? You can find out about a lot of these conferences actually online. You do not need to buy an invitation letter from anyone. I repeat, You do not need to buy an invitation letter from anyone. You can find out about these conferences, contact whatever information they have put on the flyer or whatever. Call those numbers. Normally with conferences, all you have to do is pay a registration fee. For example, I'll go with something like the UNA convention. UNA convention is like 2 of them in different states exactly at the same time in the US. There's UNA causes and UNA. According to my understanding, the UNA is the most legit one, UNA. Not UNA causes, but UNA. Now, once you contact, you pay your registration, they will give you what they call the invitation letter, because after you pay the registration, that's you showing that I'm going to attend the convention. You've paid that money to the convention people, then that means they can give you an invitation letter. Sometimes it might be $500. Sometimes it might be $300, depending on what package you're paying for. Now, it might be $500 for a business person who has a stall and agenda kutunda ngaina products there as a company agenda kutunda as a business. And then you tell someone to help you and they sell you an invitation letter for $2,000. It doesn't make any sense because we don't do the research. We just go. We're like, hey, I want to go. Please, how do I get invitation letter? They tell you $2,000. You, stupidly, you pay the $2,000. Yet you could have just looked for the right information for these conferences. Canada has conferences. Germany, this year they have the AIDS conference. There's many conferences that happen all over the world throughout the year, and it is simple. Go on your Google, type in conferences happening in this place. Conferences about what? Environment. Conferences about AIDS. Conferences about different things. And you can always enter through those conferences. No kubakaji. You know what I mean? So, because a lot of people go using these conferences as an entry point. Once you get your visa to enter, then you find your way out. You go and, apply for asylum. This information for asylum will be in other videos that I'm going to be making as we go along. But today, this video is just basic information on your entry points. So, like I said, you can go using these conferences. Some of you can even just go to, you want to go to Disneyland? You have your money? Book. Go to the Disneyland website. Book for a Disneyland ticket, a trip over $300. After booking, book a hotel. Once you have this, you have your bank statement, it has money. That's all you need. If your bank statement has money, it is easy to get a visitor's visa. You have a job that can write you a letter to say that you work for them. That is also one of the things you have to have on your list. If you have a job, very simple. All you have to do is have a bank account that has money on it. You can go for tourism anywhere, Disney World, Universal Studio, Obogenze Labachi. You want to see the Hall of Fame. You just have your money on your account. Go and apply for that specific visa on the American website. It is very simple. You go to USCIS. USCIS. Very simple. That's the website that will give you all the information on the American immigration processes. Any visa that you want to get for America is there. So we're still on the visitor's visa for America. Once you figure out where you want to go, what they want mainly is Wajolaga address. So if you've booked at Disney World, maybe with your children, you've booked at Disney World, it shows proof that you have paid Disneyland, you have booked a hotel, this is your invitation letter, period. That's all you need. You're going to Disney World. So once you have that, get your bank statements from your bank. No less than 6 months. At least 3 months of your bank statements. The money is there on the account. They need to show proof that you can take care of yourself or your family that you're going with. That is one of also the documentation you're going to need. Your bank statement. A reference, again, reference, it can be from your doctor. It can be from your boss. It can be from anyone that's not a family member. You have to have your passport. I think going as a visitor is actually one of the easiest ways to go because all you have to do is prove that you have this. However, if you don't have this information, all these things that I've mentioned, don't bother going as a visitor because you will not have the right information. However, I can also tell you that I'm here to help you that even if you don't have that bank statement, you can use someone else's bank statement if they can prove showing, it's called an affidavit of support. If the person shows that they are going to support your stay. For example, if I'm going to Disney World and it is my grandmother who has given me a gift to go to Disney World, my grandmother will write a letter saying, I am going to be funding this person fully. Then you can get also their bank statement. So if you can have someone who can give you their bank statement on your behalf saying that they're going to sponsor you, that can also work as proof of money, proof of funds when you're traveling. And this information I'm giving you, it crosses over all different embassies. It's always the same information. The only difference is the wording. Sometimes they'll call it different here. In this embassy might call it different, but it's always the same thing they mean. So, information in America, chances are it's the same for the UK, it's the same for Germany, it's the same for all these countries. So, going as a visitor is very simple. Like I said, you can go, ZOKUGENDAMU conference, you can get that visa of visitor. ZOKUGENDAMU just to tour, you can get that visa. However, the only thing I'm going to caution you with the American embassy right now, it is very hard. It is very hard to get appointment dates at the moment at the American embassy. Because people are being lied to right now that, oh, I can get you an appointment at the American embassy. You can get a conference right now that's going to America. But when you go to apply, they can give you an appointment date of next year when the conference is this year. So that's one of the things that's happening with the American embassy. So I want to give caution to all those who are trying to travel to America during this time. That means that you have to be very cautious. They do not give, right now they're not giving away appointment dates until a year prior. You apply today, they'll tell you the next dates to get an interview are in 1 year. So before you invest your money, you put your money for the application fees, which is $160. First, find out that information. If anyone is lying to you, make sure you find out that information, because they might get you a conference that is going to America and you pay your application fees or you pay them money, but they reach to, they put in the application for you, but when it reaches to schedule an interview date, you might not be able to get the interview date this year. You might get it next year. So, like I said, let them not lie to you. So guys, I am going to end right here, because next week I'm going to be bringing you another video that's giving you other ways of travel, including work permits, and also including going as a fiance, or how you can join a family member. Those will be coming up in our next video, which will be next week. But for now, make sure you subscribe right now to this YouTube page, which is Kisti TV. Subscribe right now. Tell your friends to also subscribe, so we can keep this movement going. Go in the comment section and tell me, what more do you want me to talk about? What would you like to know about how to travel abroad and all those travel related things? My name is Robin Kisti. Of course, I have my team on the camera. You can see all their credentials down right here on the screen. And also, I would like you to go and make sure you go and like all my social media pages, which is Robin Kisti on all social media pages. You can also catch me on Urban TV every day, Monday to Friday at 7 p.m. on our show called Short Circuit. I'll be back next week. This is Kisti TV. Mwah.